guys, happy Tuesday. I'm excited to be with you for another training this week. We are going to cover a lot of material today, and the premise of what we're talking about is whether or not, if you get to the point where you're going to reach out to help or looking for help in your business, whether or not the help you need even exists. So we're going to wait just a couple minutes to see, and allow as many people as possible to be able to tune into the training, make sure that they are able to jump on, and we'll jump in and get started in just a minute. And make sure to go over everything point by point, so that we can make sure to cover all your questions and really talk through the help you need, what you're looking for, and make sure that you are able to get to that next step. So the reason why I started out saying, essentially, a lot of times when a woman even finally gets to the point where she asks for help, it's kind of miraculous, right? Because it's almost like the default way that women are raised is to just take on more, plug through, it'll get better. You know what I mean? Like, take this off of this person's plate, take this off of this person's plate. And lots of times there's a default mechanism, right? It's almost like, man, if only I had help. But then the rationalization away from that sometimes is, well, does that help even exist? Is there even anyone who can help me? If I just push harder, I'll get to the other side. I'm almost there, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. And then that becomes a scenario in which you're rationalizing away the fact that help would really make an impact. Help would really make a difference. Yes, you are absolutely entitled to be able to get help, so you don't have to keep doing everything on your own. You don't have to keep, carrying everything on your back and like slowly inching forward to the detriment of your sanity and your health and your family. There are too many women that call into Empower and they say to me, well, Chris, I just had a stroke. And it's insane because they're saying they're still working 80 hours a week. Or, Chris, I was in the hospital for 5 days and I'm so pissed because I'm behind at work. I'm sorry, you were in the hospital for 5 days. Like, take note, there's something wrong with what it is that you're doing. It obviously is not working the way that you're doing. One, because you landed in the hospital out of stress and overwork and an unsustainable schedule. And two, the fact that you don't even realize that you landed in the hospital. All you are looking at is the fact that you're pissed because you're behind at work. But those things happen in really subtle ways that you don't even notice. Like when you look back 5 or 10 years in running your business, how much time are you spending with your kids? Or how much time are you even spending for yourself? Or how long has your health taken a back seat, and how is that like inching away, you know what I mean, at the quality of life that you have? It's all of those different things. So help is like this super simple word, but the magnitude of the impact that help can create for you, your life, your business, your family is unimaginable. So let's start there, right? Let's talk about this. Lots of times, right, people are saying, well, does the help I need even exist, right? And people call in all the time at Empower and they talk to us about this. A couple of things that I want to talk about. One of the first things that comes up when people call in and talk to us at Empower is they say, I've read books, I've taken courses, I've gotten advice, and I'm still freaking in this place. Like, I can't get past it. Like, I'm trying to do everything I can. It's definitely not for lack of effort, right? They're seeking out solutions to the problems that they're having. But regardless of what they try, regardless of what it is that they seek out, they tell me, I know what I should do and I know what they say to do for my business, but I have no godly idea how to make it work specifically for my business, right? We hear that all the time. Because at the end of the day, what I want you guys to understand is that there is an enormous difference between information and implementation, right? And there are a couple different ways that you can break this down, but I really want you to understand there is a huge difference between information and implementation. And we see this in two different ways, right? On the one hand, We see this in the type of woman that's a business owner that says, oh, I know I need to do that. 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 But when you look at the actual business, are any of those concepts implemented? You might intellectually know that you need to be able to have these different elements in your business so that cash flows, so that it's solid, so that it grows. But one type of women business owner, when we have these conversations, they're like, oh yeah, I already know that. Oh yeah, I already know that. I already know that. But there is a difference in every single day making sure to focus on revenue generation instead of in your actions, right? And in your activities, instead of just knowing conceptually that you need to be able to focus on revenue generation. When you look at the actual activities that you're doing, did you do something that was revenue generating today? You might know that conceptually, but does your actual actions, your actual to-do list show that you're implementing, right? So one of the challenges that business owners have is they psychologically know what it is they need to do in their business, but the action or the output isn't there because they're just checking off a box, like all these things. Of course I know this. Of course I know this. Then on the other side, on the flip side, kind of related, we find the business owner that literally cannot for the life of them connect the dots. And that's a lot of business owners, right? Because someone conceptually will tell you this. You need to be able to set up marketing in your business, right? Go set up marketing. So the business owner comes home after a course, after a speaker, after a talk, after advice, and they're like, great, I'm gonna set up marketing. What the hell do I do now, right? How do I make it work for my business? How do I make it work with my offer? How do I make it work with my sales process? Do I have a sales process? What area of marketing should I do? There's like 10 million questions between the concept covered in the information and the actual implementation in your business. And let's say part of the information is you have a fantastic plan, right? What reveals the efficacy, right, of a plan or of a concept or of a piece of information is what happens during the implementation and if you get to the results, right? Because as wonderful as a book or a course or a buddy that's giving you advice, as wonderful as that information might be, you could get information all day long and still not have any real impact made on your business. So one of the biggest differences to get the right help you need, like the kind of help that we provide at Empower, is to make sure that the result is actually made in your business. Because to go from information to result, right, to have a business that's like broken to one that's cash flowing, structured, and scalable, the way that you connect the dots is through that implementation, right? And a lot of times the help that you need is to have someone hold your hand through the implementation, right? The first part of that is saying, okay, well, here's a concept or here's information. How do I then apply that to my business? What's the right thing for my product? What's the right thing for my service? What's the right thing for my staff? How do I make that work in terms of a plan? Great. We went from information to plan. Now, when I try and execute the plan, I get stuck. And how many times do people come to us and say, I had a plan, I started, it didn't really work out, so I just got stuck and I didn't know what to do. So I went back to the old way of doing things, right? The point is to have the right kind of support to walk you through that plan and the implementation, regardless of how things might not go according to the plan, and make sure that the plan is tweaked, pivoted, and adjusted with the support that you need to make it to where the result happens, right? Because it's the bridge from the information to the results that's the real help that you need, right? One of the reasons why we created Empower the way that we did is because the information doesn't matter. And implementation on its own without support doesn't necessarily get you the results. What matters is that you have the help to hold your hand every step of the way to make sure that whatever concept, whatever segment, whatever puzzle piece of your business you need to fix, They all fit together and make sure to get you to the actual result. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? It doesn't even matter what the bridge looks like. It doesn't even matter how you get there. What matters is that you get there. And that after years of challenges, after years of struggling, after years of your business not working the way that you have dreamed it to be, the way that you've been pushing for it to be, that you finally get to the point where it's working now, right? That's what matters at the end of the day. So it's having someone hold your hand and bridge you there that makes all the difference. Because, like, for instance, let me give you an example. Let's say you go to a fantastic workshop, right? You go to a workshop, you go to hear a fantastic speaker, you're listening, you're inspired, you're excited, you're taking down a million notes, you're like, yes, this is like gold for my business, I love it. They're super thorough in terms of the one-day conference or whatever it is that you go to. They're asking you for questions, you're like, oh, this is great, I have a plan, it's gonna work, everything's gold, I'm excited, I'm gonna launch back, it's gonna work, everything's amazing, I'm so thankful that I came to this conference. You come home, you're on fire, right? You sit down and you start mapping out exactly what it is that you're going to do. And then you start implementing to make sure that you're hiring this person, you're putting together this thing. And then all of a sudden, you have 1,000 questions come up. Not one of them did you think of when you were in the conference. And you look around, the speaker's no longer anywhere to be found because you went to a wonderful informative speaker conference. You got a great deal of huge high value information, but now the real support you need is to be able to implement it in your business, right? So that the 1,000 questions that come up while you're in the process of implementing are where you make sure that you're supported, that you make sure that you can get it done, that you make sure that the dots are connected and you actually cross the freaking finish line that you've been pushing for this whole time. Because otherwise, you're just in this loop. You get new information, you try to implement it, it doesn't work, you get derailed, you go back. You get new information, you try a new way, you try and implement it, you don't get to the result, you keep trying again. It's really, really, really exhausting to be on the hamster wheel. Frustrating to be on the hamster wheel. Expensive to be on the hamster wheel. Sometimes you just wish you could take a freaking stick of dynamite and blow up the hamster wheel, right? It's because it's bridging and having the support so that every step along the way in the implementation, you can have someone answer your questions, make sure you're implementing right for your business, for your solution, the way you need to do it to cross the finish line, right? That's the difference between information and implementation. You need the support bridging that to actually get to the result, the business that you've been dreaming about. Self-supported, scalable, profitable, cash flowing, sufficient enough to stand on its own where, God forbid, you can take a vacation and things won't fall apart when you step away, right? So that's number one. Don't forget the huge difference between information and implementation. And it makes all the difference in the world to be able to have someone hold your hand through that process to get to the point where the result is real for you and your business, right? So that's the first point. Second point that people say to us all the time, call in, they say, I've tried to hire in a number of different ways. I've hired and they haven't worked out. I've hired and they were great and then they fizzled out over time. I've tried training in different ways. I've tried compensation in different ways. I've tried marketing in different ways. It's like I just can't figure out what I haven't figured out. It's like this missing piece, right? I look around, I see other people, they're able to get good talent. I see other people, they're able to get consistent business. I see other people, they're able to make it work. What am I missing? I don't understand what it is I'm doing wrong, or maybe it just doesn't work for me, right? That is a huge challenge that we see all the time in Empower. But let's take the example of hiring unsuccessfully, right? Just because you've hired unsuccessfully in the past, right? Once, twice, 3 times, 10 times, it doesn't matter. Does that mean it doesn't work, period? Does it mean it's not possible for you to have phenomenal staff, right? Or marketing, right? Let's say you've tried marketing a couple of different ways, unsuccessfully again. Does that mean there's not a marketing solution that works for you and you're just resigned to not market your business? No, of course not, right? Let's look at it a different way. You and I can let's say that you and I partner up and we both are really bad at losing weight. Let's just call it like it is. We're both really bad at losing weight and we try and figure out how to create and solve the solution together, right? Now, let's say that we keep trying different things and you end up losing the weight and you figure out the right trick for you. But I'm still over here, I'm still struggling, I still can't figure it out, and it's not working. Does that mean that your trick is gonna work for me? Probably not. We have different body types, we have different eating habits, we have different strengths and weaknesses in our, normal ability, on the way that we're made. There is a huge difference between essentially putting together a peer group for accountability, for peer help, and working with a mentor to be able to tell you exactly what it is that you need. In the same example for weight loss, right? If I just partner up with a girlfriend so that we can tell each other what we're eating, tell each other whether or not we're actually being active, to like cheer each other on and make sure we're doing great, that's awesome. There's huge benefit and value in that. It can keep you from feeling alone. It can keep you motivated when you're down and not really inspired to stay on track with your goal. That person, that accountability partner, can keep you on track and really, really be the difference maker in terms of keeping you focused and not having you backslide, right? But for all the benefit that comes with accountability, that is nothing compared to the insight and the direction and the problem solving of someone that not only is further ahead of you in weight loss, let's say, but someone who has literally solved the problem that you're struggling with for like countless people. Because all of a sudden, they can go through exactly what it is that I'm struggling with, and they can say, of course, Chris, this is what you need to adjust. This, and this is what you need to adjust. Because there's no hang up that I can be experiencing with my weight loss journey that they haven't seen before, right? That's the difference, is instead of fumbling about trying to try this way to hire or this way to hire or this way to hire, that mentor, that expert can look exactly at what's going on in terms of what you're doing and struggling with in your business and fix it right away. Maybe the challenge you're experiencing is you don't know how to properly delegate and leverage. Maybe the challenge you're experiencing is that you don't know how to hire specifically. Maybe the challenge that you're experiencing is that you have great candidates come on and for the life of you, you can't make them stick. They're excited and wonderful and inspired and they do great work in the beginning, and then all of a sudden they fizzle out a few months later. All of those challenges and countless others are things that we see every single day at Empower. The difference is that we know exactly how to fix it and then apply that, remember the implementation, for you specifically. Because the difference is making sure, we hear it all the time, my industry is different. I can't find good talent, right? Does that sound familiar? Oh, this is really specialized. You don't understand the way the comp works. All of these things specific to your situation. It's not that those things aren't real. It's that those challenges in and of themselves do not make it to where your business growth is impossible. It just makes it to where you need a different solution. So let me give you another example for weight loss. When you're talking to a weight loss person, right, like a mentor or coach or an expert, right, you can say, I really need to drop weight, right? And they might ascribe to you a certain methodology, whether it's like keto that's really popular or going, plant-based, or there's like a billion different things, right? So let's say they assign to you a way to be able to lose weight, and they're like, you know what? Ketosis is really awesome. It's really great for your type, for your body, for your goals. Let's put you on that. And then all of a sudden you say, oh, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. I'm actually a vegetarian. I can't, consume dairy, and you put all of these limitations. Because you have these restrictions and you're vegetarian and you're lactose intolerant, does that mean it's impossible for you to hit your weight loss goal? No, absolutely not. But you can keep spinning in cycles and try and figure it out on your own, because you have no godly idea how to be able to lose weight when you're a vegetarian, lactose intolerant, and you haven't been able to lose weight before. Or you go straight to the help that's able to see through all those restrictions and customize the solution for you to where you stop struggling, you stop feeling like you're failing at it, you stop being demotivated because it's not working, and you stop feeling hopeless because all you can see is the restriction instead of the solution that the expert can see clear as day. Because that's the difference, right? A weight loss expert can know exactly how to take all of your challenges, all of your past efforts, all of your strengths, and make the perfect roadmap to be able to get you to the goal. And then remember point number one, and then work with you to make sure that despite your challenging, or customized roadmap, that you don't fall down. And even if something goes sideways, and let's say you hate, a certain kind of vegetable, they adjust that, they take that piece of feedback, and they put it into a new plan to make sure that the goal, which is all that matters, is reached. Because the restrictions adjust the way to get to the goal. Your restrictions or your challenges or the areas in your business that aren't working don't make it impossible to get there. They just make the path to get there different for you from anyone else. And the best person to see that is someone that solved it 1,000 times before. And the difference, one of the many differences between Empower and everyone else, is that it's not just the plan, it's not just the hand-holding, it's not just the implementation, it's everything crafted together to make sure you get to the results, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? So it's making sure that the solution is right for you, regardless of the specific restrictions that have gotten you stuck and are keeping you stuck right now. There's literally not a possible restriction for anyone that's jumped into Empower that we've not been able to get by, even though every single person has said to us, oh, no, my business is different. Well, your business is unique, just like every other business out there. That's why cookie cutter courses, generic information, none of those things work. Every business owner is different, and every business is different, and you are unlike anyone else in your challenges, in your goals, and what you're looking to do. That's why making sure that given your challenges, the roadmap to get there and avoid the minefields that show up is so critical to take you directly from where you are to where you're looking to go now, right? Another question that we get all the time is, even if I had the right person to help me, I don't even know what I would ask them to be able to have them help me fix my business, right? People call in and they're like, I've worked with a coach before, I talk to them periodically from time to time, and the time would come and the time would go and I wouldn't even know like what to say or what to ask or what to do. And then they felt like there was no significant help, right? Because if you knew truly what the scope of the problems were, or what to ask, or how to do, or what to do, you'd be a lot further on than you are right now. Lots of times at the end of the day, something is missing or something is broken, and a lot of women don't even know what that is in their business. So the real help you need is the kind of help that is able to extract from you what's going right, what's going wrong, and then be able to see so clearly what the missing pieces are in your business, right? So for instance, the expert, right? We at Empower know how to lead the way. The right help, right? The help that you don't even know that exists and is right here where you need it. The right help knows how to lead the way. The right help knows the blueprint. The right help asks the right questions. For instance, it's like you're building a really solid, or you're trying to build a really solid foundation for your business, right? It's like you keep putting together the building blocks, and then it's like you're building it on sand. It dissipates. Like you have one thing hit, maybe like a client that pulls their business, or, you know, a staff member that leaves that was a bad hire, whatever it is. You get a blow and then you're knocked down and you start up again. You get a blow and then you're knocked down and you start up again. You're like, man, if I could just freaking get this foundation, I could start building up instead of rebuilding the same kind of foundation every single time and spinning in a circle, right? The right help, right, sees the fault lines in your foundation and asks exactly the right questions to know if you built it right, and if you're going to have cracks, and if you're going to withstand the test of time. Because you're not only building the right foundation so that you can start building floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, and get to your revenue goal, right? And actually have it work without you, sustain and be solid, right? Independently. You're going to have to withstand the earthquakes that are going to come in the next 10 years, the things you can't even foresee, right? Or in other parts of the world, because I'm in California, we have earthquakes, hurricanes, or tornadoes, or monsoons, or whatever it is. Your foundation has to be so solid that you're not at risk of not only adding more staff, adding more clients, and scaling, but so that you're not at risk for the challenges, like I said, that you can't predict, that are outside of your control, that you can't see. Some people have to endure a cyclical nature in a longer cycle, whether it's the real estate market or the lending market or the financial market. Some people withstand seasonality. Some people, you know, there's like 1,000 different things that people think that they are at the mercy of, right? External factors of their business, or a recession. You know, there's a million different things that can impact your business. And if you can't get the foundation straight to even increase your hires and be able to cash flow that way, or increase your client loan and be able to manage that and move forward, how in God's name can you be expected to sustain something more major where it's really challenging the structure of your foundation and looking for any possible crack to make your business fall down again, right? The right help knows. The right help asks the right questions. The right help knows exactly what they're looking for to fill and build that solid sound foundation to where not only can you build the skyscraper as high as you desire, you build it with confidence. You build it with certainty. It's not like you're gambling, right? And hoping and praying that you can make payroll, or hoping and praying that you get another client, or hoping and praying that you're going to have enough money to be able to, you know, take your family on vacation one day. No, you're building your business an entirely different way, because all of a sudden you're in control. You could set dynamite to your foundation and it wouldn't even scratch a dent because it is solid. There is not one freaking hairline crack that anyone can find in your foundation. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're building floor level 5, 6, 7, 8, and up to the sky, as far as you can build, in a completely different way, because the right help gave you the right foundation and asked the right questions to be able to see what you couldn't possibly predict, right? That's what we're talking about in terms of the difference. Lots of people, they don't even imagine that that kind of help is available. And then what do? You spend all of your time trying to figure it out on your own, paying for this person, paying for this person, paying for this person. And every time it doesn't work out, you're paying the price for these lessons to be able to try and figure it out, when really there is an absolute blueprint that works, that's proven and solid to build the most concrete foundation you could possibly hope for. And you get to craft and adjust the design to make it work according to the building specifications that you need. And you can make sure that every layer you build You have the support to where there's no possibility for a hairline fracture, right? The next piece, right? The last piece that we're going to cover real quick is this. People come all the time and they're like, I just don't even know what to do. I go and I acquire clients and then I have money coming in. And then I go and I service the clients and I don't have any more clients coming in. So I have these, peaks and valleys in my business. Or I go and I do my client servicing and like I don't even have time to be able to acquire clients. And all of a sudden, all the notes, the admin, and the back end work is just gone to crap. I don't even know how to do it. There are all these moving pieces in your business, right? And when you take your focus to go work on one piece of it, all the time people come to us and they're like, there are all these broken pieces of my business and I don't know how to fix it all at the same time to make it work together. If I go and get more clients, there's no way I can handle them over here, right? If I bring on another staff member, how can I make sure they have enough clients? And all the time they're spinning in this circle and it feels like their business is on the brink of falling apart, where if they sneeze too hard, it's going to all come crashing down, right? That they have to hold all the pieces together with like carrying them with their arms for fear that it's going to all fall apart, right? But the reality is this. There is a systematic way to be able to have each and every one of those pieces grow at the same time. Solid, supported, cash flowing, and working, right? People say this all the time. It comes back to an old like chicken and egg situation. They're like, well, I need more money from more clients, but I need more people to service the most clients. And to get those people to service the more clients, I need more money for the more clients, and I need more marketing, and then I need more back end, and I need all these different things. And then they spin in circles, spin in circles, spin in circles, and they don't do anything for fear that they can't manage this balancing act. And all of a sudden, the walls are closing in on them. Or all of a sudden they blink and it's 5 years later and they're not any further in their business than they would have imagined, and they still don't know how to get to the other side, right? The difference is this: none of that is true. Like I said, the actual reality is that you build all of those pieces simultaneously, but the right kind of help holds your hand as you're doing that, so you're not upside down in your business, so that you're not hitting a payroll and don't even have the money to do it, so you're not hiring too quickly and then don't have the revenue, or bringing on too many clients and then not having the infrastructure. It's this perfect balancing act that you do properly in a proven, systematic way with the right help to move you forward. Again, so you step off of that hamster wheel that you've been on forever, and you actually see your staff, your client base, and more important, your personal bank account moving forward. Your personal workload going down. All of a sudden, it impacts everything in your life. It impacts the time you spend with your family. It impacts the stress level that you've been bearing this entire time, where you can actually sleep at night, where you don't feel like there's this constant grinding in your stomach of anxiety about how am I going to do this? How am I going to figure out? I tried this and it didn't work. All of that all of a sudden dissipates, right? And this new level of excitement and joy and accomplishment and progress is your new daily normal, right? That's the kind of help we're talking about. That's the kind of real solution we're talking about. Because at the end of the day, every day that passes, you are inundated with a new trick, a new key, a new secret. Download this, call this person, submit your credit card here. And regardless of however many times you try all of those things, these same things are still true. Information is completely different than implementation, right? Both of those things are needed to give you the bridge to get the actual result in your business. Restrictions or challenges or specific aspects of your industry, of your business, of your staff, of your geographical location do not invalidate your ability to get to your goal. it just makes it that much more imperative that you talk to someone who can craft the right solution so that you stop spending time, money, blood, sweat, tears, and sanity getting there or trying to get there, and you get there now, right? It's all of these components together that give you the right help, the right clarity, the right support, the right solution, the right accountability, that come together perfectly and get you to the actual result. Because like we said before, all that matters is the result. And the truth be told today, what you've been doing to this point has not worked. And it's gotten you exactly where you are today. But to move forward, it's not worked in getting you to your goal. To move forward, to get to the next segment of your business, to get to the next chapter of where you're looking to go, you need the help to get you there specifically for you, specifically where you are right now, and specifically with the challenges that you're encountering so that the impact is made on your business and you can lead the business, the life, and have the impact on your clients that you've been meant to have this whole time. So at the end of the day, how do you get there? And at the end of the day, how can you talk through the help that you need and know that the help you need is 1, 2, 3, what the action steps are to be able to do that, okay? The next step is this. We're going to drop a link down below in the training, and we have set aside some time over the next 48 hours for you to call in, to connect with us, and for us to talk through exactly what your challenges are, exactly what's keeping you stuck, exactly what you've done before that hasn't worked, and what you're looking to get through, and what that step-by-step system is. Because the reality is the solution for you is different than the solution for anyone else. But the result for you is all that we're concerned about. Making sure to get you out of this place you are right now and where you're meant to be. So you're no longer spinning your wheels and you can finally strap that dynamite to that hamster wheel and see it explode in smithereens, right? So I want you to know, right? The question of, does the help I need even exist? The answer is yes. And the reason why we crafted Empower the way that we did is because that help doesn't exist anywhere else. It just doesn't. The level of granular support, the customization for you, the systematic way to focus on results more than anything else is exactly the differentiator for Empower, and the reason why in all the different ways you've tried, you've been stuck, and this is the perfect way to unstick. So connect with us, click on the link below. We're excited to be able to talk with you. We hope this training has been great for you in terms of giving you the insight you need to get to the next step. We do these trainings every week, and make sure to comment below and let us know how much you benefited or what your biggest takeaways were. And we're excited to see you next time for our next training. I hope you have an amazing day and have a beautiful day.